You're not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
And here we are live.
Oh, yeah.
What is good, everybody? It is John D, your host, everyone's least favorite, NotYamanz. I'm with here. My partner in crime, Reckless, always holding it down on the Who's Man series. And today we got a very dope one for you. And this is our first one in a long time. So MC, please introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name is Kamron Bahani. I'm from New York, Rockland County, New York. And it's a pleasure to be here. I just love rap and want to talk about it. That's it.
Hey,
That's it.
hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not mad at that, man. Rockland County, New York.
Rockland
Give me,
County.
I said it right. Rockland. Give me a little bit about it. Let me know. I'm a Long Islander.
Yeah, Rockland County is very it's a very diverse place, and it's just it's a weird place. I'm not gonna lie. It's a weird place because I feel like every town here is trying to be something it's not. Like clearly, it's not. You know what I mean? Like there's a Lululemon. Like a mile and a half for what, bro? No one here goes to Lululemon. Everyone here's like most people here are like kind of like Trump supporter redneck types.
Sound like Long Island to me. Sound like where I'm at.
Exactly. Shit. Yeah, it's like that. It's trying to do too much, but it's a dope place. A lot of dope nature, and there's a lot of good food out here.
Hey,
because of the diversity. So
I mean, that's when it begins. That's what gentrifying has turned into. It used to be a sports arena and then like a Starbucks or something. Now it's like, oh, they got places where the chefs got neck tattoos. We need to get housing complexes there. We need to get all that. We need to get all that shit going there.
Yeah. They opened like a Shake Shack over here. Like
that's how you know Shake Shack
a month ago. And
Shack
everybody's like, we made it. You know what I mean? It's like on that shit. It's like for what though?
Yeah.
The burgers suck ass, in my opinion.
They're simple burgers. I like Shake Shack just for I do the vegan stuff. In-N-Out's over here. I do the vegan stuff, so they got a good. Yeah, so mostly I do it. I do it full time, like work shift full time on a weekend.
I tried it for 6 months. Good for you.
It's not good.
6 months.
I cook a lot, so it's fun. It's fun for me. But when I want to cheat, a place like Shake Shack's good because they got that good mushroom burger and shit like that. So it's like, all right, fuck with that. Hater. Come on, Reckless. You got to go on more of my cleanses and stuff that I'll be putting.
I've done some of them, and some are cool. Some are just fuck me up though. Cause I'm so unhealthy.
Yo, just like even juicing is fucking fire.
Yeah,
that's what I be doing. Juicing.
I like juicing a little better. It's how it tasty different.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Definitely. It's definitely something good for the soul. But speaking of that, I mean, I will like to transition from that into the hip hop shit because I personally feel like there's levels to it mentally, right? And too good that knowing that you do stuff like juicing, and that means you obviously care about that because I'm big on the writing aspect and all that, so I know that has a big impact on your writing. So, I'd like to hear from you. How do you feel when you're on a good cleanse and your mind is right? Yo, your pen feel crazy, right?
So I'm a pretty weird writer. I know you listen to Melodies for the Melancholy, and like a lot of it had to do with mental health. Most of the tracks were all about mental health. And I feel like in a weird way, the darkness that I did possess going through those things are the best part of my writing ability. That's my best influence, But there are certain times when you feel good. Like when I feel good about myself, I be writing shit like I'm NBA YoungBoy and I don't want to do that. So like I would, you know what I mean? Like you try to make hits when you feel good, at least for me. But I think the better I get at writing and the more I learn about the nuances of actual songcraft, I think the most important thing about that is having just a great relationship with your sound engineer, whoever is engineering you, because if you have that honesty, that's the biggest part in my, there's a studio I've been going to and he's my engineer. I know he's watching. Shout out to Cy Ray. He actually produced Window Shopper by 50 Cent. And he's like so humble about it. Never brag, he's just like the most humble of people ever. And I've been going to him pretty much every night for like 2 months. And my songwriting grew in 2 years. Like usually it would have taken me 2 years if I was doing it how I was before to get to the level I was at with like even the Annoyed project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I know I'm going on, but it's all about the relationship you have with your engineer. And because you don't want to let them down. When you build like a connection with somebody in a friendship and you both really care about it, you don't want to let each other down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's 100%. I mean, and that's the thing too, like that. We're big on like letting like the younger cats know, because it's like, it's oversaturated. Hip hop is what it is, and it's easy to just go on a Fiverr or do some bullshit lander and have a audio mix from this blah 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 from an AI bot. But to have somebody really push you in the studio or have somebody really tell you like, nah, that take wasn't it. That's where the good fucking music comes from.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of why a lot of good music is missing. Like we all know, we're hip hop fans. We all know the stories we would hear, whether they were real or not. We'd hear like what Eminem, and then, Dre had Eminem in the studio, doing shit like 10, 20 times because it wasn't annoying enough. It wasn't perfect enough.
Right.
And all those little things. But like, you think of those records that those stories are attached to, them shits is timeless. You know what I'm saying? Like that music is still dope now. Like, and that's hard to do.
That's another thing. Like I've noticed that even me as an artist, like or a rapper, whatever, I would try to hit the perfect note. I would try to get the perfect flow. I need to hit that drum. But sometimes that imperfection is
makes it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and that's why like the next project I'm doing after Annoyed is I got a project coming out with Pro Dillinger. And
I fuck with Pro Dillinger.
Yo, I love Pro. He's the man.
I fuck with Pro Dillinger. That's that dirty music.
He's become one of my, like, he's a mentor to me in a way, because I'm 30, he's 39, and we're from Rockland as well. And we've known each other for a while, but we never really linked up, whatever. And he was like, yo, like, I brought it up to him, like, yo, let's do an EP. He's like, fucking bet, let's do it. That's cool. So that shit is gonna be fire. But he's the one that's kind of been like, don't try to be too perfect. Just let the beat breathe. And even me now, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I'm the GOAT. I'm not like that. Like, I'm still learning. I don't think I'll ever be the GOAT. I think you'll never be your own GOAT because you learn every single day. Every day. And that's how you know you're really in love with shit. So Annoyed was more like, I guess we had such different styles on the EP. I don't even know if you guys heard it. But it was so contrasting. And I love that. But now I want to go with Pro is something similar. My sword is really sharpened now. I just did a project with Annoyed.
That's the thing I wanted to really ask too. Like Annoyed. So I found Annoyed probably like 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He was on a Static Selector tape, and it was a heavy hitter track. There was like 6 dudes on it. And I was like, bro, not only did he get the opening verse, he fucking snapped. His verse was the only verse I fucking remembered. And I was like, this dude is a problem. Like, he can rap. So I started to really, when I fuck with an artist, if they can catch me off one verse, I'm like, I got to look into this. So I heard him on Webby's, and I'm a Webby fan. Webby's nice. So I heard him on Webby's, and I'm like, he got 2 Webby tracks and he fucking cooked like that. Like, what the fuck? Who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just, I stayed, on his radar and like seeing the shit he was doing. And then he started doing them ciphers, and I'm like, golly. And then he did the album with Static. I'm like, this dude is a problem. Like, whether he'll get the recognition or not, he still is given like 110%. Like when I was listening to him Hungry versus when he was a little more successful. So I'm like, bro, anybody having to match up with that, that's a that's a tough feat. So that to do that, to have that experience and have that happen, that's fucking dope. Like, that's the best experience you're ever going to get as an artist. It's rapping with somebody who is bringing it that aggressive all the time.
And, I mean, that was kind of why I did it. I was like, because I don't consider myself somebody that's really too big on the radar. It's getting there now. It's like we're slowly, climbing the ranks.
Yeah, you're making your moves. You're making your rounds.
The moves are definitely getting up there. And I don't want that fame shit, though. I'm just not somebody like that. I just really love this shit so much that if God gave me the ability to write and the ability to do what I can do and, inspire some people, whether it's 1, 2, 10, I don't care. I just care about like being the best I can be, so somebody else, even one person, can look at me and be the best they can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really wanted to challenge myself with Annoyed. Like this rap shit.
That's the way to do it.
This rap shit for me, like a lot of people give up because they find it difficult. But I think there's a big difference between being like, okay, this is difficult and this is challenging. When you see something is difficult, you want to give up. But when something's challenging, that ego is necessary.
Yeah, you need it. You want to figure that out.
I needed to get my ego in check working with Annoyed. I had to be like, I have to come with it on my verses.
Yeah.
And I think I did. I think my verses were fire on that.
Yeah. I will say, like, you did your thing, and like stuff like that. I mean, that's a lot of that ego, and it's like there's good ego, there's bad ego, right? Good trauma, bad trauma, and like that's good ego to me. If you want to better yourself by working with people that you can wholeheartedly, honestly think will better you or could be better than you, or in that type of realm, because like that's what's going to keep shit fresh. You can't just be like, yo, I'm the fucking best and only do what you do, because it's like it's going to hit a point where it gets stale, and it's like, bro, what are you doing it for? Yeah. And I've always had that mentality with like, yo, I got to get better. Just, I've been rapping for a minute, but I just love it so much. I like to pay it forward. I like to help people like learn shit. I like to do stuff, but I still like, even now, like there's like that barkeeper's page, or anytime I see a little competition, I like to jump in the mix and see how I fare and listen to other verses and be like, oh, damn, that dude cooked my ass. Or even with verses, like Reckless know, like when it comes to features and shit, like I'll get my feature back quick. But I also, like, if I'm going to get someone on the track with me, I'm going to write first, because I'm trying to get cooked. I want to see what I didn't think of on it. You know what I'm saying? And that just makes great music, Yeah, and that's what it was. Like, unfortunately, since me and Annoyed, he lives in Connecticut. He's like a 2-hour drive, and I'm over here. He's got a family, and it's not easy to have him come over here or me go over there constantly, because we're both busy. We got our own lives. So it was a little difficult to... like, I feel like it's hard not to work when you're not in the same space. And that's why, so a crazy story about this project was, I was going to a dude for a long time, maybe 15 years I was recording with him, and still to this day, somebody and I'm not going to say his name because I would have, he's probably not watching anyway, but he's a great dude. And he lost all the hard drive that had, because he was in the process of moving, he was going through a breakup. Whoa. There was another prior EP with the Annoyed thing was already done, and then he lost all the files. And so I had to go. That's where I met Cy-Ray, the guy who produced Window Shopper, and I remade the whole thing every single day. I was there for 2 months, just trying to perfect it and redo it. It was a blessing in disguise, because that first version was trash compared to like this shit. This shit was so much better. And I liked, and I think the production is something that really I was focused on for this project as well. I'm a big production guy. It plays an important game, man. I mean, it's part of the game of like, okay, maybe I want to work with this producer, but it's like that producer might have sent you something you didn't love. And we all know what it feels like to write on something and when you didn't love it. And then you'll hear a beat that you love. That verse is done in 15 minutes. It's the coldest shit you ever wrote. And you're like, yo, and then you feel bad. Then you feel like, oh, then that, that pop and producer's verse, you're like, it's old shit. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's old shit, So, but I get that, man. That's dope. That is dope. Hey, shout out to, losing music. That happened to me in the beginning of the era of online stuff. I've been pushing Dropbox since Dropbox started as a company. And everybody, I'm always like, nope, everything's on my Dropbox, because I can't have that. That happened to me. And it happened to me with music that I was collecting. Like I used to go to shows, punk shows, rap shows, everything. And I collect demos. Lost the whole hard drive of that shit, and it hurt. It fucking hurt. So Dropbox it is. Dropbox it is. That sucks, man.
That was the best. But some of my songs are floating on people's CDs, physical discs. They're not in any of my hard drives. They're on people's discs, because I give them.
You better save it. If they got CDs, better save them. Anytime I see somebody with a CD of one of my old, like my first hardcore band demo, I'm like, let me get a copy of that, and I saved it. It's on my Dropbox.
I'm hunting down some of these CDs. I think I lost the copies of mine, so I got to find them on somewhere.
And the sound quality of CDs too was so much better than everything else.
When you left the studio
and you my album sounds better on CDs than it does on
CDs. It was like you were in IMAX. Yeah, it was fucking.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, that shit sounded different. It hit different.
Yeah.
The studio days was good, man. COVID fucked that up for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because like even me, I'm spoiled by my home studio, but I still love the like. Remember when I was out in Cali with Reckless and then when we did a little our cipher, I was ready to write in the studio. I couldn't wait. I'm like, let's do stuff. You know,
we even had the dude bring out his producer. He was at home.
Came through. We had to call him to come over, bro. I was like, yo, I'm not leaving the studio unless we lay something down, bro. It's been years.
No track too, so it was good. You had all the people there, so
hell yeah,
that shit was fire. But yeah, let's dive into some of these questions, Reckless. I know you got a bunch. You know I like to ramble.
Yes, sir. But it's all good. This is it's part of the brand. So let's start from the beginning. You know, this whole journey you've been through to who you are now. But how did it start? So what made you pick up the pen in the first place?
You know what's crazy is I tell everybody the story, but I'm a big rock guy. I love punk rock. I love all that shit. All right. And I remember, hell yeah,
man, right here, you know,
all punk bands.
I started really getting into, you know, like 4th, 5th grade. I tried playing guitar. I was trash at it. I had fat fucking fingers. You know what I mean? I can't. Like, if I hit a fret, it sounded like I hit a power chord. It just wasn't like. I had fat fingers, bro. I'm not gonna show them on camera. You just saw them, but hopefully no one screenshots it. But either way, like. I was very influenced by like Led Zeppelin. And then I remember when American Idiot came out and I was like, fuck, I was in 6th grade, bro. I was like, American Idiot for me was like everything. So
it's the biggest evolution for them too, because they went from like the project before it did not sound like that. To something that turned into a Broadway play.
Even like all like early Green, I got into Dookie. I actually, hold on one second. Let me see.
Oh yeah, Dookie's one of my first projects. One of my first CDs.
I have it on vinyl. Like,
oh shit.
Welcome to Paradise is the dopest track on there.
Days in the building, 3 days in the bay. Just so you
run through this track list.
Yeah, Welcome to Paradise is one of my favorite songs.
Longview is actually my favorite song on this thing. Longview, I forgot. No, Minority's not on this one, but Minority is one of my favorite songs too. I even love Jesus to Suburbia. I don't care what nobody says.
Songs, you know, like, people just don't like that as long. It's just mad long.
I love that. You know what I mean?
It's a whole progress. It's story. It's a whole story.
So I got really into Green Day, and then I was writing before that though. I thought I was cool and shit. I had the like most generic white boy punk band name ever.
Nice.
It was fucking called Exit 19. like nice. I'm not gonna be kidding, bro. It was Exit 19, and it just. Ever since then, I would just write lyrics and I would write shit making fun of my teachers and like just try to do something. And over time, I just a lot of the things I dealt with in life, like, you know, I have a brother who's severely autistic. So I was subjected to that, and I'm grateful for it because it made me who I am, but it wasn't easy. So it was kind of my escape, and music was just my escape in general. And I don't think there's a difference between casual listeners and it can it hits something in your brain when you listen to music when you really fuck with it.
Yeah,
like it's the universal language amongst everybody.
It's the first language. Babies hum and babies sing before they even can speak, bro. It's the
like,
first
imagine having beef with somebody and like you don't even talk. You're just hitting a drum like this, like like music replace language. That'd be fire.
Hell yeah, be fire.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Nah, man. No, I definitely agree with that, man. And like, this is a long going argument. I guess I would say debate that I always have with people, but getting into the rap game and like just going through the progress of like, you know, we all start somewhere, we end up somewhere, we find out where we want to be. I always found that dudes who favored like punk and listened to different things and stuff like that, to me, always have doper pens. And it's my theory is it's because of the simplicity. They've mastered the simplicity because a lot of punk bands is raw energy, but the lyrics are simple and it's stuff you can replay, you can sing along, you can yell out loud, and it's so simple, but it's deep. And once you master that rap, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Because I feel like there's so many ways to interpret music, but the people who really analyze the music and hear the different chords and instrumentation, even people seem to forget a lot that your voice is an instrument, even as a rapper.
Right, it's a big instrument. Yeah, people forget.
Like, that's it. Like, my shit sounds like a fucking saxophone reef that hasn't been cleaned in 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, there's other, but it's your most important. I think it's one of the most important instruments because sound itself can convey a message, and if you understand that sound and the message within it, that's good enough. But imagine if you like, that's why Pro is so nasty, because the reason why he's so nasty is because he has so many different influences. Yeah. And yo, he told me, since you're a rapper, you both are rappers, he told me the hardest saying like ever. He was like, yo, when you rap and you want to do one line, you scalpel and spoon. I was like, that's such a hard fucking thing to say. Like you scalpel and spoon. Like when you want that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
did we lose him? It froze. There we go. It froze for a second. There we go. He's back. Sorry. Oh, he froze for a second. But yeah, no, you scalpel and spoon. That's hard, bro. But that's true. That's true. It's fucking true.
You know, and then
and that's part of the craft. That's when you really fuck with something. Like if one line is really like you playing that puzzle, you making the pieces, you working for it, you know that shit's supposed to hit. Like
I also do something kind of weird. I'm sure you guys probably do something similar too, but you ever like listen to a flow and you can visualize the flow in a way?
Yeah.
Like Paul Wall's flow on like Drive Slow. I think it's a top 10 verse all time.
Flows immaculate.
But the way it flows, it's like, what are those things you would like? You would drop beads in them and they would go all the way down, and like they were that's the flow. Like he's in between the beat. Stuff like that. It's like the fabric of music to me. Yes. If you get within that, you're good. Like you'll be all right.
And that's the thing too. Like you get to a point when you start to love it so much where flows and shit. Like I love flow. I'm big on flow. I'm very, very strict about flow. Like if I see someone can rap, then they have to have flow after, or else I'll be like, nah, I need more. And to me, it's to the point where I'm seeing things as numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to different counts, and it's like, bro, you got to be able to play with the numbers, then learn the pocket, because like that shit, that's the difference between someone like selling you some bullshit and you still rocking with it because it vibes. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Or someone literally like diving into your brain, bro, like it really impacting you like that. When something slides, that shit slides.
Paul Wall slid, bro.
Paul
Wall slid.
Speaking of another segue, but that album is one of the project that he dropped with Static Selector. Give Thanks is one of my favorite projects of all time. Like,
really, I never heard it.
He didn't push it at all, bro, and it is fucking amazing. And it's Paul Wall on Static Selector.
Rappers make dope projects that are the best, but they never promote it and they get left to whack shit.
When we spoke to him, when he was commenting, we had like a conversation in the comments on the review, and he was just like, when he dropped it, his demographic didn't rock with it.
Oh yeah, the South don't really rock.
And I was like, that's a damn shame, because that's one of the best projects I've heard in a minute. Like I still bump it till this day. Like that shit, him on a Static beat, I never thought would be that dope of a match. Like Static he goes in, but the fact that he made some shit perfectly tailored to like Paul Wall's cadence and his flow and delivery, I was like, this shit is
Paul Wall's nasty.
Yeah, he's dope as fuck. Way underrated, way more underrated than people expect.
Paul Wall. And speaking of flows like Paul Wall, like, can you tell me what's your favorite flow in hip hop? Like, which rapper had the best flow ever?
A good one.
Like for me, I think Biggie was the best, but that's just my opinion. What's yours though?
Best flow I've ever heard of hip hop?
Yeah.
One that I don't know, dude. I'm thinking, I'm not even going to say it's just because he's not as popular, but I think my favorite flows, there's like a couple. If we're going like the South, I love Andre's flow. Like on Return of the G, like that flow on Return of the G is so tough. He played with that shit.
Tough.
Like, and then I love the Paul Wall slow, like staccato type. But best flow from a rapper I ever heard.
Yeah. So you got an answer?
I'll tell you what. I think where do you know? Like I think self-titled back in like Ritual of Battle, Army of the Pharaohs, and like 1990 Now, like that flow that he did, and the fact it was humorous too. He was funny as hell. Like he was funny, and he could
to mix. I like his flow in his voice too.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To mix in humor is a cheat code. For me, my two favorite flows that were like big impacts on just like hip hop for me, Q-Tip to me on any beat. Q-Tip's flow is always phenomenal. And then as far as like the opposite side of the spectrum, because like Q-Tip, you think more smooth. When I think more aggressive, but still sliding on beats, Redman.
Yeah, Redman.
Can't beat it.
Even Big
Redman,
Daddy Kane, though. Big Daddy Kane.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Like Big Daddy Kane. Cause
slide.
Even you guys know RJ Payne, right?
Oh my God. Bro, the reincarnation of fucking Big L, the punchline, God, like all he do is punch and it hit every time, bro. How does he not run out?
He's a monster.
He's unreal, dude. I just started recently getting into it, but Ransom's another one. Ransom's
a problem.
Yeah.
Ransom has, I don't know what it is, but his flow and like his cadence is, if I had to compare it, I don't know how this gonna sound, if it's gonna sound crazy, but if I had to like give it a name, it's like Malcolm X to me.
He raps to me like, imagine the way, like when I hear his voice and his command on the track, it kind of just reminds me of like Tony Soprano giving you like a boss talk, like
bro, like you're learning, like like I feel like a kid, like I'm just like, yo, I'm learning right now. I'm learning. Like he just teach and he be saying some heavy fucking lines.
Bro, what's that song he had with Che Noir and with Benny the Butcher? It was.
Oh, it was like a posse cut.
His verse on Price of Fame was.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But Che Noir was fire on that too.
Yeah,
I think he cooked them on that one.
People forget Ransom. He's been around. He cooked Buttons back in the day. People forget Ransom was out here, and Buttons is nice.
Yeah,
to cook Buttons like during his hungry stage. Come on, you don't. No a beast is doing that. Only another monster's doing that. But those flows, like Ransom's flow, is definitely. Is up there, and it's for me. It's like I feel like his flow now is timeless, but I feel like it should have got the recognition when he first came out.
Yeah,
like it's good that it's getting played now, but I feel like people still don't get it. Like they're still not hearing him.
Yeah, definitely not. He's amazing though.
Yeah, he's the truth.
Yeah.
So, how did you get your rap name, and can you tell us how to pronounce it for those who don't know?
So I got my rap name. It's my real name.
There you go.
That's it. Because it used to be Calamity, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing, bro?" And like it was catching. That name was catching like rack. If you type in KUHLAMITY, I actually got posted on the Needle Drop and like shit like that. Like when I was that, and I was like, "It's getting too big. Name's whack. Let me change it." And I just changed. I couldn't think of a name, and I was like, "My name is." There's different ways to pronounce it. So. Kamron is how you can do it, and then Bahani. Kamron Bahani's I get too, but it's like mixing like an Irish name with like Irish name. It's scary to a lot of people.
Okay, Kamron Bahani. Okay, what did Needle Drop have to say about Calamity?
Yeah, what did they tell you?
What did he say?
So with the Needle Drop, when I was Calamity, I remember I was in high school. I dropped my first mixtape, and it was called Indulgence, and it was like a bunch of Exile beats, like that I just rapped over and put out. And I literally had everybody in my high school go on his Facebook page and post the fucking link all over. And
I love that.
He DM'd me, and like it became like a topic on that shit. People were like, "What the fuck is this? This shit is trash. It's ass. It's whatever." And then he DM'd me and was like, "Dude, not fucking cool." And I was like, "Listen, man, I'm just trying to get my name out there, bro. Like, do you really believe?" And then, the great thing about it though was like he was shitting on me a little bit, and then like 4 days later. He like sent me a link. He's like, "I did it right up for you. I actually like this song." He's like,
that's dope.
And he understood like I was hungry and he respected it. Yeah. Then he kept posting me more. He posted a track I did with Chewy. He posted a freestyle I did with 9
That's fire.
He reposted when his SoundCloud was like big and it was a topic of conversation. He was so I'll never forget that. I'll always be thankful for
That's
it.
Fire.
He got me in touch with XXYYXX. When I was still Calamity, when he was dropping whatever. So it's
guerrilla marketing, bro. Get your whole school to do it.
Yeah.
In high school, man, that's a good ass,
You're not beating those numbers. That's organic.
Yeah.
You're not beating your whole school.
Organic. Word of mouth in school.
Yeah.
You're not beating that.
It was a really cool experience. And I'm sure, and we started following each other on Instagram, like even on some homie shit at one point. and like we would just chop it up about whatever. But he's a really good dude because he did that. You got to be a stand-up guy to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like he's a good guy for sure, no matter what anybody says.
Yeah, for sure. He does shit the right way. He not doing no, you never feel like he's milking the culture. Sometimes you feel like a review or two might be swayed, but you never feel like he's on some like Adam 22 shit. Or like
I hate bullshit. Bro.
Yeah, you never feel like he's on that. Like you always feel like he really do care about the music. I mean, you have to put together these elaborate ass things.
Because Adam 22 is low key a really smart guy. It's just like he's doing this all for publicity. But if you watch,
he don't care about nothing.
Is
he a pedophile?
Who knows?
Really?
I mean, he
really sus ass tweets.
That's the thing. Old Twitter was a war zone, bro. Old Twitter came off the legs of like 4chan and all that shit, where you just said anything. So people trying to like pull that whole like, oh, he said some. It's Twitter. Old Twitter was old Twitter was his own thing, but he was a skateboard dude. You know what he was, you know what I'm saying? That's all he was, and he got his publicity off of that, and he turned it into, he found a culture that was easy to tap into, and he found, he used the tools that the world gives out for free, streaming and all that shit, and that's it. And he used it right. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
For sure. Dude, he runs the internet. Look at him now. He's killing it now off of some shit, off of some silly shit. But it's like, bro, he's a professional, bro. Yeah, he's a professional, bro. Of course, he's gonna make money off it. There's nothing nobody can do about it.
Another bill like him to take that shit either.
Yo, facts. But I mean, they're professionals. I mean, it is what it is. They've been doing it for fucking years. They won awards. Like, it is what it is.
Anyway, so tell us who your influences coming up in rap.
Big L.
GOAT.
Schoolboy Q, massive.
Okay.
I love Schoolboy, man.
I fuck with School. I feel like he don't get as much love because he wasn't as lyrical as the other.
No, but see, like
he's his own person. I like him.
Ad-libs were songwriting in itself. My influences are wild. Waka, I fucking love Waka. Triple F Life to this day.
Okay.
Even Flaccavelli, they're both, bro. If you play Flaccavelli,
Flaccavelli was fire.
It's still time. If you're working out in the gym and you put on Karma,
oh yeah. You go for a run?
You're going.
Yeah, you picking it up. Yeah, you picking it up.
Who else? Army the Pharaohs, Jedi Mind Tricks, even Weathermen, low key. Weathermen I fucked with. Honestly, that's a lot of.
Hey, that's a lot. Shit,
that's a lot
people be struggling. That's a lot, and that's a wide variety, bro. That's dope. Like,
and then those are my rap influences. My other ones, there's too many. Like Waylon Jennings, even like I fucking love Waylon Jennings, man. Like, all nice. Yeah, love all that shit.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, but that's the beauty of music too. Like that's one thing too. Like real artists understand just music. You know what I'm saying?
I've been playing Amarillo by Morning on repeat by George Strait. Like literally, that song is fire. And he says one line, and like he goes, "I ain't rich, but Lord, I'm free." And the way he says it is crazy. Like, it's I don't know. It's all
that's that music that you never know. Like that's the beauty of music, and that's why when I see cats that are just rappers or they just listen to rap, it's like, bro, you missing out. You missing out on some fucking like beautiful fucking music, bro. Like, and that shit just don't make sense to me. It's like even live, you're missing out, bro. Like, there's so much more. Like, music is fucking dope. Like, even now, like even with me, I actually had this weekend. One of my my uncle hit me up, and one of my grandfather's albums from like the 70s was on all streaming. Like some publishing company that it was published with, they put it on all streaming, and I've never heard it before. But I've always known the stories, I know the stories of my grandpa, shit like that. And I was bumping it, it's Haitian music. And I was like, this is fucking crazy in depth, bro. That shit was so in depth. I'm like, bro. And I produced too. And I'm like, I couldn't even sample this, bro. The layers on this, bro. I would have to sample. Yeah. No, that shit it's definitely a dope thing. It's a dope thing.
Yeah, same thing with Spanish shit. Like a lot of old classics that are not.
Oh, fire!
I mean, it's like, man, so many good things. Fire. And no one will ever hear it because I only stuck on rap.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, what do you think? That's the thing that's crazy. hip hop was like damn near built off the back of fucking tech of disco,
all that.
You know, of a disco. So it's like, bro, like they had to listen to that to create it, bro. Like, so what do you think you're doing? Just listening to rap? You know,
what genre I think has the biggest low key fan base? Like freestyle, you know, like the 80s,
freestyle,
90s dance music.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Crazy.
I go to hell yeah. Time with those.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shit is wild.
It's dope music, but it's like, again, that's like real. That's endless fucking locker room jams. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit will always represent energy, like exercise, and it'll never go away, bro. Like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
So talk to me about your first project. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was the process of making it, and like, you know, what made you do that whole like concept project for it?
Which one? The first project I ever done?
Yeah, because when I was researching it, it's the one that was called it's right here, the thigh.
Oh,
Thy fear, thy fall, thy succeed. Yeah, that was a really good put together project and shit. Really.
So I suffer with like OCD. So a lot of times when you have OCD, like I have pure O, which is not like, you know, it's more covert compulsion. It's like it's replaying scenarios in your mind so you have no more anxiety, and then, you know, but so you go through like depressive phases with that. And then so I built that. I thought of that concept because I'm like, damn, like you fear, you fall, you succeed, and like that's exactly what happened to me. Like, and that project was the only project I ever was vulnerable on to some degree. There's a song called Gold on there, and like it's pretty much a song about like you know, suicide and stuff like that, and depression, and that song did really well. And then after I released that, that's like probably, you know, that to me, no matter what, I can make an album that's better, but that's always gonna be my favorite one, because that's when shit really started taking off. Like, I think because my intention was there, and I think if you do music without intention, that's why it sounds like shit. I think you need to have intention behind what you do, especially if you want to be successful. Because if your intention was good enough, you'll be successful no matter what, whether you got the numbers or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that process was because I fell and I had to rebuild myself, and I started being really aware of everything around me, how everything materialistic is kind of bullshit, and that it's spiritual poison, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a rapper. You'll never see me rocking chains. You'll see, bro, this is from fucking Amazon. Like, this is a fake gold watch. Like, I don't spend my money on frivolous shit because it's not necessary. Who do I need to impress? And then the more upset you get with things like that, oh, well, I got this, everyone liked it, I got to get the next thing. You end up broke and just not feeling fulfilled in life. So that's why I kind of made that. I just noticed a lot of things, and I rebuilt the way I thought about the world, and I just recognized that, you know, talent's cool, but if you mix talent and authenticity together, it's a lot better of a combination.
Yeah, so, always 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, because you can't. Authenticity is there's an attraction to it that people just don't fully understand anymore, because we've lost ourselves. But it's like, if you've ever been in a room with a powerful speaker, or a powerful presence, or energy, you can't help but like stare in their direction, and that comes with authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, you know, I love the whole concept behind that, because like, I've grown up my own way. I've always done what I do. I don't do things the way people do things. And I've always felt like, a lot of people look up to me or follow me, but I've never asked for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not, you know, that's not my thing. I'm just doing what I have to do. But it's like, when you look at the way their minds work, and the way, like, you know, people have to follow certain things, or people need like guidance or energies and stuff like that, it comes a point where it's like, hey, maybe if I do have this influence, why not do it for something good? Why not try to do good with
exactly.
it? You know?
It's true. 100%.
Yeah, and I really resonate with a lot of the skits on that one. You know, it's a lot of motivational stuff that I can see people really like, you know, resonating with and helping them out. So I much appreciate on that.
That's the good music right there, bro. You need to have a message. That's the whole point of this shit.
You could have done anything on those skits, just do whatever, but you really did tend to say some real shit.
Some real shit. And that's needed, bro. We need that's why I love sad boy music, because it's real.
Yeah,
because motherfuckers is really sad out here.
Even I had an album called "We Good But We Not," and it was kind of like a similar type of concept, but the skits from there were like all surprise. It was pretty much, because music was doing really well. I dropped Moon, it got 500,000 streams. I dropped a song off, I Fear Thy Fall, got 200,000 streams. And like for an independent artist who's like pretty young, who's been doing it for a while, it's a great feeling. So I got arrogant because people were kind of blowing up my ego, and I'm like, I need to check myself. That's why we need to do We Good, but We Not. So there's like We Good, which is like 3 ignorant ass bangers, but which is kind of like I'm noticing shit. Then We Not, which is sad boy shit, So
my energy. That's my favorite.
So like I do love concept albums, and I have one coming out next year for sure with a lot of big features on it. Nice. So we'll see how it goes.
Fire.
Yeah. Speaking of features, like I noticed most of your projects are solo ones, not the collab. Yeah. You have little to no features on there. Is that a stylistic choice, or do you just like, what I mean?
That's just being cheap. It's like
yeah, I feel it.
Like
keeping it real, man. Keeping it real.
Like it's just like that's definitely part of it. You know what I mean? Because you're already spending so much fucking money at the studio.
Yeah.
And but it wasn't even that. It was just like a lot of the albums that I do, I don't really want features because I'm trying to convey one singular message, and I want it to be kind of. And the
features will do their own thing unless you tell them. But even then,
even on Melody for the Melancholy, the reason why I picked Annoyed and Pro Dillinger is like, of course I paid them, but like it's because I knew they would be good on those songs.
Yeah,
like I
give them a theme they're gonna run with.
Yeah, like Cry Now, Cry Later it's killing it. It's got like 300,000 streams. Mad people would hit me up about it. We're hitting up everybody about it. And that was a good song. And Annoyed really killed it on that shit. Yeah. We both killed it on that shit.
The track was dope.
Yeah. And then, with Pro, it's just like, I just wanted a Pro Dillinger feature.
Dude, he's dope. He's super nice. And it's like, bro, he's mad underrated too. Like, what's going on?
No, but he knows it. He just came out with a project with Wino Willie, and I went to the listening party 2 nights ago, and just some of the shit it's his delivery. I've never heard a delivery like his.
Yeah, it's
like his
crazy.
Delivery is masterful.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's dope. Like he's like when I first reviewed him, I was like, oh, he's like a rapper's rapper. Like exactly. Like rappers will be like, oh, he's one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, he's been hustling. So like my engineer Cy Ray, like when I told him I'd go to Cy Ray, he like freaked out, and he came to the Annoyed EP listening party that we had like 3 weeks ago. He was like mesmerized by it because the type of music he makes, like where the reason why we're doing an EP is because like we both want to challenge the shit out of each other because we just love music.
Hell yeah.
And like it's 2 completely different styles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like completely different.
That contrast can be dope.
Yeah, the contrast is going to be fire.
It's going to be dope. I'm ready for that.
Yeah. And we're going to be in studio doing it together because we live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Oh, so you guys are going to be good. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best experience too, because then you guys could like in the most sportsman way possible, going to be trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing. The music don't get better than that.
It's not even on that type of shit. It's just like we both. Just like it's not even a competition. It's we feed off of one another.
Yeah, you just want to be dope, and then you're like, oh, that's dope. I want to do something dope, and it just gets doper. Yeah,
it's not even a matter of like who bodies who. It's like let's just make the best song.
Let's just cook. Yeah,
you're gonna have a great product at the end when that shit happens. Bro.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Like that's what I was trying to do with Annoyed. I'm like, and the reason why there's beat switches on there. I don't know if you noticed, but
I really got already focused. You switched up on a lot of the songs. It just goes from a dope beat, then all of a sudden shifts to a whole different thing, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah,
that's a treat musically for me. Yeah, I love a good beat switch.
And like the reason why it's like that is because the kid who produced the original beat on Annoyed's like first ones, like the first beat he had, he's in jail. So I couldn't get the track out, and so I was like, all right, I'm trying to make this like So then I just used 2 different beats, and I think it turned out fire because I love beat switches. And
beat switches are fire, bro.
And like since it's an EP, I was like, I don't really need a thematic concept because it's just like a demo tape in essence. You know what I mean? And that's why like I was like, let me just have fun with this Annoyed project. This was just fun to do, but it was also challenging because a lot of the stuff you'll hear like in the background, like, I don't know if you know the track. You guys both listen to it, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So there was.
I will remember the tracks off rip. I'll tell you that. We're fried. We listen to too much music, bro. We're fried over here.
Dude, it's pretty fun. But there was one where it was like there was whistles in the background, and it just like then it kind of transitioned to a Dipset type beat for like Annoyed. I don't know, but either way, it was just adding certain like layers. I was trying to just experiment on it, even doing my own whistles in there, doing like reverb to them. And
but that's fire. Like that type of that, like you don't do stuff like that unless you're having a good ass time working on the project. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
yeah. Like, that means you having a good time, bro. That's the best type of. You can't beat putting out music like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Putting out music you just genuinely love. Like they don't got that whole like, oh, I can't listen to it again, or I'm sick of it. Like when you love it, like that's just that's just timeless to you, bro. And that's what should matter.
Yeah.
I also noticed on your album, you're like specifically the first one I heard, you rap a little bit in Spanish too, bro. How'd you get Spanish, man?
So I have a granite company, so it was my father's before him, and like I'm taking the reins, and all my work is in Spanish. I've been working with them since I was like 13, so I would just ask them to say shit. And I failed Spanish in middle school and high school, and like I speak it, I would say pretty close to fluent. I would say a little more than conversational, but definitely like I communicate pretty well in Spanish, and I try to rap in Spanish. And I'm a white guy, you know what I mean? Like, it's
trust me, you're white in passing. Now because we know white guys who rap in Spanish, all right? Like Medizul, like your man's Medizul. We know dudes, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
But if you didn't say it, people would be like, who is he? You know. So it's like you get away with it. It's that bit of seasoning you got. That's what it is. So you got seasoning, you got sauce, you know.
Is there anybody you haven't got a chance to work with it, but you really want to, get a track with them? It might cost you a little money, but you know what I'm saying? Like
if I'm not mistaken, I think I have a feature with, I don't want to jinx it, but I have a feature with somebody who's like a New York legend, and I'm on the same track as them if it goes through.
If it goes through,
And somebody else's track, they asked me to be on it. We'll see. I don't want to jinx it, but
fire.
I think you'll be like, holy shit. But I think one person I definitely want to work with is I think I'm working with everybody I want to work with, man. I got Pro. I had, I got Annoyed. I got Pro. That's it for now, because I'm just so. I think the reason why I chose Annoyed also is because his voice is so unique and like
it just runs the track. It's huge on the track. Yeah.
It's like it just grabs you and it's slick. It's like butter, So, and then Pro's voice is the complete opposite in like the best way possible. You know, like that's why I like people who can mess with sound dynamic, and they both can definitely mess with the dynamic of sound. So those are the only people, honestly, right now.
Okay. I rock with that. I'm not really
craving it like that, man.
Now you're just in a nice bag where you were getting your writing gal.
Yeah, you're enough. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying.
You're blessed to be on my project now.
Nah, I get that. I definitely like, from listening to your tracks and stuff, I could definitely hear some artists. I'd be like, oh, it'd be dope if they work with them and stuff like that. I mean, there's a couple of dudes that. I think for everyone to challenge their pen, I like to hear how anyone sounds with a Napoleon the Legend track, which is always going to be someone I put on a list where I'm like, you need to do something with Napoleon the Legend, because he's the truth. He is the absolute truth. And I feel like anyone rapping with him, that he'll just make them 1,000 times better because he's that intimidating. But I feel like with the style you have, I definitely would like to hear you with because I've heard you with like spitters. I'd like to hear you with someone like in that middle ground. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's kind of new age but can rap. There's this one dude, I forget his name, but he used to be on a bunch of something. Nah, he's a little more rap. He don't do too much, but someone a little more singy than Corday. You know what I'm saying? Like someone a little more like mix it up, like challenge you a little bit, like a Roddy Ricch but lower type. You know?
Oh, I got you.
Like a little Dirk or something.
Yeah, like
a little Dirk type. Yeah,
someone to kind of like carry you on, like introduce you to some young kids, you know, but like you still can do your thing on the track, but you have that float with it too. I feel like you got the voice that could do both. Like you can get on one of those tracks, you can get on a spitters track.
See, that's like what I've been told multiple times, and that's kind of what the solo project is going to be. It's going to be a lot more melodic because I can't sing, but my voice is raspy enough where I can get away with it, and it'll sound.
And auto-tune is magic. Auto-tune exists. The instrument of instruments.
Like, but I never do this singing type thing because I just let the melody lead.
Yeah.
Even if you get a small little hum in there and it gets somebody's ear and you catch that, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the rap.
See that, and that's another thing too. Like I like a good like mellow sing. But in my head, I do be like, yo, them dudes who can really turn this into something big, I want to be able to do that too. Just dabble in it a little bit, like the phonetics people, like who could make the noises that the words. Those people do some shit. We reviewed this one cat. He was in that group. They were young. I think his name was something Hayden. Bankroll Hayden.
Yeah.
Oh. And this is like, off rip, I'm like, oh, this sounds like some new age bull. And I was like, this is
new age the way the name it looks.
But it's fire. Like his album that dropped, that 25, I've been pumping that aggressively. And I'm like, bro, this is what I can let the kids have. They can have this.
I got to look him up.
I won't judge. Bro, when you listen to him, just off rip, the first song, you're going to be like, it's like a perfect mix of like, you can tell he can write, but you can tell he dumbs it down for like the label. But the melodics, it's so tight. Like you're gonna be like, yo, this song stuck in my head. First listen, and it's like, how do you get that?
Yeah,
it's one of those.
Are you guys saying that I have like a mainstream appeal?
You have like your voice has like the qualities of like the things that catch people sonically mainstream. Yeah. So even if it's being backed by one of those type artists, or if they run a hook, you have something that could still like. Almost not as rap, but like I think more of like Lupe.
I love Lupe.
How Lupe can go back and forth, but like when he's doing the melodic stuff, he's not doing a lot.
Yeah, he's doing
enough bare minimum, but and he's making it work, and he always has dope back.
I put Lupe top 10. I think Lupe is.
For me, he's been one of my favorite pens, like overall pens, because of how simple he can make big subjects.
Yeah,
he can simplify the deepest.
That's not easy to do.
Yeah, I think that's
harder to do than add a bunch of words.
His best album is definitely Lasers.
Lasers was bro. I will say,
no.
People didn't give Lasers as much respect as it deserves.
Really?
Because Lasers, yes, it was a mainstream thing. He went for the radio sound. He did a lot. But if you listen to it and listen to what he's doing, he's fucking working on it. There are so many deep messages and layers. It's just covered by like half pop, half radio bullshit. But he still pulled it off, because you can't tell me them songs ain't catchy.
Like Words I Never Said is fire.
Yo, that hook, like that MTV video, we all had it stuck in our head. But like that album is, for me, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, once the old heads get super old, that album is going to be considered a fucking masterpiece because of how much it did at the time.
Underrated classic.
Because it literally, like, I was like mad when he said he didn't like it. I'm like, bro, you did so much. What he did on that album to me is impossible. Like, he hit mainstream, he hit hip hop, he hit pop, he hit, rock, he hit everything and did it all above average, like did it all well.
Yeah.
And still stayed Lupe. That's fucking impossible. He didn't do the Jay-Z shit or with Linkin Park. That sound like garbage. He didn't
I did like that one. No.
It was fun, but it was garbage. You listen to it now, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good now. He didn't do like, oh, I'm gonna do some Tech Nine shit with Corey Taylor and sound stupid. I'm not gonna do some fake fucking Lil Uzi Vert shit with Baby Metal and let them just run the song and I do an ad lib. No, he did everything, bro. He did the hooks. He did, you know what I'm saying? And that's hard, bro. Like that fucking song, the ha 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 ha, that if you are what you that song is so fucking catchy. I don't care if you love it or hate it, it's stuck in your head after one listen.
Yeah, it's TikTokable too, so it's ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time, bro.
The whole album would have fucking blew up now, bigger than it did when it came out.
Yeah, it definitely would have. It definitely would have had some traction now for sure. Compared to everything out now, I mean,
huge.
Oh yeah. And like you said, top 10, because we're gonna have a top 5 now. What's your top 5 favorite rappers? It always catches everyone off guard. I love the faces.
It's the top
5 rappers.
Because this is where the fans judge you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
This rapper. What do you mean, this rapper?
I'm
Make
gonna
it
go
easier.
I'm gonna go Drake. I'll put Drake up there.
Show respect.
I'm gonna go Big L.
Fact, because no one till this day punches like that.
Nobody.
He changed punchlines. Period.
Nas.
GOAT, still working. LeBron James a rap.
Coolio. Just kidding.
Fire. Rest in peace.
Voyage is one of the songs, though. No.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was, man.
Coolio was
interview was amazing.
Yeah.
I have 3, I think. I'm gonna go Biggie, and then I'm gonna go Big Pun.
Okay. Oh man, you're gonna hate my Big Pun hot take. I say it all the time. I think Big Pun was overrated.
I wish I had the button to cut your window off.
Till this day, I piss people off, but I'm like, bro, Big Pun, great first release, but it was a mainstream release. It was a mainstream release. It's lasers, but of the golden era. It was mainstream as hell, and dead in the middle of Little Illy. Okay, cool, lyrical, but he didn't do enough. He didn't have a chance to do enough. He didn't do enough to be on people's top 20s. I just don't think it's worth it. You want to talk about lyrical? DMX is more lyrical than him. Did more than him. Did enough.
DMX had a better debut album for sure.
He had a way better. And second. Did enough. I'm just, for me, I just can't put him that high.
Why does nobody talk about Blackout? Blackout is so fire.
Super fire.
Why is nobody talking about it?
Because people like to just argue the stuff that's front and front.
Blackout's one of the hardest rap songs ever. Everybody killed it on it too.
Ever. But yeah. It's my hot take. But that's his 5. Okay, we can take his 5.
It's a good hot take too. I never thought about that. That's
about Coolio.
The Ice Cube, better storyteller than Biggie shit.
Yeah. Because yes, Biggie has some classic ones, but Cube does too, and Cube has more.
And he does movies.
Yes, facts. He has more.
Cube is up there too.
Yes. And that's another thing that really obsessed me. People, it's like, bro, I get it. When people pass, we got to show them respect, but we don't have to lie about. Only person that I accept being still up there is Pac, because Pac was releasing music decades after his death.
Didn't he make 3 albums in 11 days pretty much?
Yes, he made so much. He made so much music, and it got to the point where it went from my brother, one looks like Tupac, but love Tupac. It's mad funny. He looks just like him. I got to plug a picture of it when I post this video on YouTube. But Pac, I listened to Pac when I was super young, and even during my favorite era of hip hop was the aggressive 50 Cent, the gangster rap Eminem, that era. Pac.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had this debate with somebody. I put Get Rich or Die Trying top 5 hip hop albums of all time.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. That shit brought back hip hop.
Easy, right?
Easily.
Without
you couldn't tell me if you're from the age of fucking 30 and up, you cannot tell me that when that album came out, you didn't hear that on any fucking block.
Every fucking everywhere. All walks of life.
Everywhere. Every song hit. And hard. I felt like I was listening to his life. I felt like I was listening to bangers. I felt like I was listening. Bro, it didn't get better than that.
Yeah, but, and
during that era, Pac, the songs with the Pac cuts and everybody was doing stuff. Even during that era, Pac had music coming out.
Honestly, it was dope, consistent. The content was there.
Yep.
The bangers were there. Everything.
Yeah. And posthumous shit was so much better back then.
Now it's such a money grab, and it's milking, and it's just disgusting. Bro.
Running, Dying to Live. That song with Biggie and Pac was fire.
The better days my favorite.
Fucking Nas, Thug Mansion, when they, like, God damn, that felt like a real song. Like, that felt like the real deal. Fire. Like, there was so much good shit coming out, and like nowadays they don't, they milk the artists for and it sounds like I'm a big hater of all the Chinks albums that have come out because of how awful they've been handling them shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't sound good.
The one in 2015 wasn't that bad.
The one in 2015 was all right, but all the ones, like, I'm talking about the recent ones, like in the last 3-4 years, they've been awful, bro. There's a
couple like features. I don't know if French is selling these verses to people.
The last one that just came out, there's no Coke Boys on it, which is nuts.
Damn.
So it wasn't even released by them. It was someone else.
Yeah,
who had it in the studio cut.
Just get to make money.
It's bullshit.
I get you want to make money, but it's like morals, man. And do it right if you're gonna do it without.
Yeah. Integrity is everything, man.
Yeah. Just ruining these dudes' legacies, bro. And then their kids aren't getting paid from it. Like, come on, what's going on?
First, like, come on, man, give them to them. They did it for them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What are we doing out here? Nah, but that's that shit.
Yeah. So not to keep you any longer, I only got 2 more questions for you, brother.
No, take your time, man. I got shit to do.
So the question I got for you is what's your favorite project you put out so far besides your newest one? Because I know rappers like to say their newest one's their favorite, but what's been your overall like favorite, or your little like honorable mention? Yeah,
your favorite piece of work.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with favorite piece of work and your favorite song. You did say Cold was your favorite song, but.
Oh, no, my favorite song, I think my favorite album is Thy Fear, Thy Fall, Thy Succeed. But I think it's also because it's nostalgic. Like, I had all my homies around me who were like always like, oh, now you got 200,000 streams on the song, bro. Let's go. And they're hyping you up. Yeah. And they were all really involved in the process before they got married and had kids. And so it was more like nostalgic. So for me, that's definitely my favorite project. Because if I think of that time, it'll always keep me going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my fuel. So my favorite song on that, you're right, it's Gold.
There you go.
That's the one I got to start, man.
So I got a question. What's your favorite verse you ever did on someone else's track?
Ooh, let us know.
Because I'm going to go listen to it. Because I want to know.
I'll check it out.
What's the track where you were like, oh, yeah, I cooked as a
feature? Check me out on this one.
I did a song with this guy named Rob Run Corleone and Rick Ross. And it was, it's called Dope Talk 2.
Okay.
And I think I bodied that shit.
Oh, yeah, that's what I like to hear.
And it was on like Lyrical Lemonade and stuff. And like they said the same shit. They were like, who is this kid? He bodied it. No, I love being that unknown rapper on a track that people go, what the fuck is this?
And that's those are my favorite tracks, bro. My favorite from like artists is when like an artist can tell me a song where they feel like they absolutely stole the song, because that's when you like when an artist knows he's in a bag. Like every artist has to have one. Like I know mine's off rip, like I know the song where I'm like, yo, I left Earth and the dude who went after me, he did good, but it's my song now. But like, we all know those, like, and I like to hear other rappers because it's most of the time, it's not always on your project. You know what I'm saying? It's always someone that made you cook.
I have one feature coming out with some kid who's a good rapper. He's really good too. His name's Marcus Jordan. He's a great rapper. And I think I absolutely cooked on it. There's like lines on it that are crazy.
There you go.
I'm trying to think of the lines. It was like, hold on. Whatever. I don't remember.
We'll peep it out.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check it.
Yeah.
When that drops, I'll let me know.
But I just love rapping, and I love being competitive on tracks. For the most part, I do.
You have to be.
Like I like being like, and it's not a disrespecting. If I'm rapping, I'm rapping my ass off. It's like, let me see if you love this shit more than I do.
That's it. That's it. It's a sport, bro. And that's what people forget. It's a fucking sport. You're not gonna go and play a game of 21 and be like, oh, it's your game, bro. Like, no, you're gonna start shooting. You're gonna pull out crossovers. You're gonna step back and shoot. Like,
there are rappers from my town who have songs with me and they just won't release them. And I'm like, come on, bro.
I get, dude, when I first started rapping, I was like fresh off of like hardcore bands. So I was writing a lot because I was like, I want to come into this rap shit hard because I was in 2 hardcore bands. I was writing a lot then. And when I first came into it, I was like, oh, let me feature with people. And I was actively outwriting the shit out of people. And I went like 2 years where no one was trying to drop the songs with me on them. And I was just like, fuck it. I got to put out my own music because these ain't never coming out. Yeah. Dudes was not happy with it. Like, dudes were upset. I was cooking the shit out of them. But,
yeah,
you know,
and
I was like,
look at John. Yeah, John's ciphers. He kills every cipher.
I love ciphers, bro. But I like to go. I grew up. So like with ciphers, you have to go crazy because it's like, I don't know, it's something about a cipher. You're surrounded by rappers.
It's the presence. You know what I'm saying? Presence. You need to be the one to
show up.
You gotta show out.
Because people don't watch ciphers and go, oh, that whole cipher was dope. They like, yo, that the anchor or the dude who started, he fucking spat. You know, like
oh, they call out who that guy sucked compared to these guys.
They'll remember who sucks.
Like, you guys remember the Shady Cipher? Remember Joe Budden thought smoked everybody?
That's an awful.
He owned the whole fucking thing.
I think Joe Budden worked
Eminem, then Joe, and then
Crooked was Joe,
Joel, and then Royce.
Yellow Wolf. Don't forget Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Wolf. Damn, I forgot about Yellow Wolf. Goddamn.
Yeah.
He's up there.
But I think Joe went nuts.
Yeah.
But see, to me, Joe has been doing that. Like on the original, like the Slaughterhouse track with M on it, like he snapped. Like Joe went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And people just don't give him, like, he is, to me, I hear Joe, he is trying to rap, pump it up out of your brains.
Yeah.
You'll never have it. I love that.
He wants you to forget that. He is rapping so hard that he wants that song gone.
He got stirred by his own song.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
It's true. Because like after that song came out, when he was dropping those tapes, you know, I'm a New York, the music big out here. Bro, I'm like, who is this dude? This dude is fucking rapping, and it only got better. So it's like, to me, he's been fighting that track.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you don't know this is the dude who made Pump It Up and you throw it away? It's just like, you know what I mean?
He had some lines on there though. Like,
Pump It Up is a great track.
Yeah.
But it is clearly like a block party track. You know what I'm saying?
So fucking funny. But so fucking funny.
Just like Jim Jones and Ballin', bro. Like, Jim Jones can rap, but he's like,
all the West Coast NotYamanz. This is the Ballin' guy.
He's fighting Ballin', bro. It's rough, bro. It's tough in New York.
It is.
So, what project you got coming up besides your new one that you just told us about? Anything else?
I got
coming out.
What happened? I'm sorry.
No, just any other project besides your new one.
Oh, I have a solo album I'm gonna drop next year, probably like in April-ish, and this one's gonna be wild. So like my engineer, he's producing the whole thing. You know what I mean? And his beats are like otherworldly, like they're
fire.
So, and he's really good at songwriting too. So we're gonna structure something out because he said the same thing you guys did. He wants to be like, he's like, bro, you have a mainstream voice, but you have that underground rap. Kind of like use it, like find a balance. So, you know, we're definitely gonna work on that, and it's gonna be really cool. And then the one with Pro Dillinger, I already have 2 verses recorded for it.
Nice.
Fire. Yeah, if it's gonna, that project is.
I remember who I think you should feature with now that you mentioned like the mainstream mix. Simba. That dude's Simba. I think that's that dude Simba. He got that like appeal where he can do both because he put out a bunch of mainstream bullshit to do it, but he snaps like his ciphers. He's a beast.
Yo,
he just did Tiny Desk, and it's fucking crazy.
Yo, Simba's unbelievable, dude.
Unbelievable.
He really is. Yeah,
but that's the type of like that's someone like who I think you would bounce off with because I think you have like you can get to that type of point with like your voice and the style you have.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to. I mean, one question I always love asking critics is because like, please don't tell me I sound like Logic.
No,
definitely not.
Yo, it's funny he brings up Logic because remember in the chat like 2 days ago, I was like, man, Logic actually spit a good verse on that track, on that fucking.
You're talking about that. I remember that. Yeah.
The album we just reviewed, and I'm like, on fucking Travis Thompson's. I'm like, did Logic actually spit a good verse after all these years of bullshit?
Yeah,
I was like,
was tough,
I still won't give him shit now. I'll begrudgingly will admit, he did.
That verse was fire. Yeah, that verse was way more fire than he should be.
When he dropped Young Sinatra, Remember Young Sinatra?
Back in the day?
The first two?
The first two were crazy. When he came out, I thought he couldn't lose. I was like, this
Yeah.
dude is dope. I'm like, this mulatto fella is fire, bro.
Yeah. Then he started looking more and more like Eugene from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
And then it just got, you know.
After the Never Ending Story, the one with the dude from Cowboy Bebop, that was dope. And then after that, when he like just lost content, like he didn't know what to rap about, and he did like a suicide song that like blew up, he just went downhill hard, bro. Like he just ran out of content. And I was like, how, bro? Like, did money just like clear all your problems, bro?
He dropped one project that was pretty decent, actually. It was GP4. It was actually pretty good. It was, but that was like the only one where I was like, to me, he's like a Mr. Rogers type rapper to me. I don't know what it is, but he fell.
He just like he'll never match like the Under Pressure or the Incredible Story content.
Yeah, he has to lose it all to be.
He has to be broke again. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I think with 50 Cent too. You gotta be struggling again.
Yeah, he looks like a librarian now.
Facts.
All right, brother. So anything else you want to add to the people out there at all before we sign off?
I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys really having me. Thank you. It's been a great time, bro. It's been a good conversation.
Man. This is dope.
Here, bro.
This is dope as hell, man. And,
man. Let people know where to find you, where to find all your stuff. You know,
that's my name right on the screen right there. It's just an @ in front of it with no spaces. And that's me everywhere. And that's my name on Spotify. See, that's the best thing about not having an artist name. It's just like, here you go.
Yeah, that's it. Easy.
Yeah.
So I do have one question, my final question I like to ask when we have people on here, because it's just for me to, this is my brand. I love it. This was like months of planning, me putting this together. I've thought about this. What do you think of the platform?
It's trash. No, bro.
Yes.
Listen, I think what you guys are doing is awesome. And I think it's really cool because sure, you're going to have a lot of people that you're going to review. You're going to say, this shit's trash. You're going to have people that hate also. But nowadays, the reason why I love your honesty is because we live in a culture where nobody's got thick skin anymore. And sometimes it's necessary to grow character. I grew up in a Middle Eastern household. Like, that shit builds you. And that's why I'm at where I am today. And I don't get offended. That's why I can chill and talk. Yeah. You guys also are it's a really nice opportunity for you to even be like, yo, let's listen to your music for $3 and we'll give you our honest opinion. It's just it's dope. And it may not seem like much to a lot of people, but what you guys are doing is you're developing artists who want to take themselves seriously. Yeah. You're getting the sheep away from the lions. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a really dope thing you're doing. So, yeah, and I think you guys are fucking hysterical, bro.
I appreciate I appreciate that. Like, it's good to know that, like, some people get it. Because sometimes, like, we get so much, like, hate, or some people are just so hurt by it. I'm like, bro, are we out here just bullying people? Like, are they not getting it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, every person that I've ever cooked, I've always extended my hand. Like, yo, if I've said your mix was trash, I'm like, yo, I know some engineers if you need engineers. If I say your beat selections are fucking SoundCloud, I'm like, hey, I know producers if you want to get in the mix. I've even done features for people who I've given red stamps, and I'm just like, yo, I kind of stole that beat from you. I'm like, you hear the contrast? I'm like, you got to work with it. Don't just give up, but it's like we doing it for the culture, bro. And like, even like with the pricing, I'm like, bro, if you're selling albums, you want people to buy it for $1 a song. That's what I'm charging for a review. Yeah, sell it to me.
So I have one question for you. I'll leave. One question. Yeah. What'd you think of the new project?
Since we didn't review it, we didn't review it, so we can tell you. But I definitely fucked with it heavy. I'm a big fan of contrast, and I'm a big fan of beat switch ups, and I think the contrast is very dope. The contrast is for like different hip hop minds. So any hip hop fan is going to find something they like from it. Right. But I think that the beat switch ups, especially for it being as short as it is, makes it seem longer, but it's also it's like treats. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, each beat switch to me was like the best way to, I guess I can compare it to something is like, when you want a treat, you don't want a big whole cake. You just want a little bit, and it's just enough to be like, yo, that shit hit. And that's what it was like for me. So but I definitely fuck with the project, and I can see the progress from the one that I've done. And it's also, I mean, I was talking about it in there. I'm like, yo, you out here, you're rapping with someone who I've been following for a minute. And I'm like, that's a monster.
Yeah.
And you're holding your own. I'm like, this is a dope project. Like, it did what it's supposed to do. If you're holding your own with a beast, you're both beasts. Like, it's a beastly project, bro.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
And to be honest, I got to piggyback off that. Yeah, to be honest, when I listen to the project, of course, first, I love the switch ups. I really indulge in those kind of switch up songs. One of my favorite songs ever are switch up songs. So I really enjoyed that. And also just the fact that, no disrespect to the other homie, he did his thing, but I actually enjoyed your verse a lot better on most of the projects than I did, his.
I've been told that. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But he killed it. He's slick.
No, and he did his thing.
And that's the thing too, because he's slick talker. He's punching. Yeah, he's slick talking, he's punching, and you're grounded. And I definitely resonated to that because like I'm very big with like when I write, I'm very big on doing that. When people ask me for a feature, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to sadden your track up. And I always fuck with them because I'm like, I'm not gonna, you could give me a theme, but I'm gonna still make it mine.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna rap. I'm gonna, I'm gonna probably do some sad shit on there because that's just what I like to write about. And I feel like to me, that's always been my upper hand. It's like if I can go against the fucking punchline killer, I can steal a track with some real shit.
Yeah.
Like as much as you can rap, nothing will ever compare to like real shit. And that's why like, dudes like Benny the Butcher and them, they're the anomalies because they can do real shit that also punches. And it's a drug bar, and that's part of the appeal. Like, yo, that shit was, not only was it cold, I believe it, and it's like, god damn, he has some real shit. Like, and that to me, that's its own style in itself. So you coming at him the way he writes, slick talk, crazy delivery, dope cadence, punches, and you with your own delivery, your own cadence, but your content, I was like, this is dope. You can't deny it.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
The review will come out soon. You'll know when it's up. You know what I'm saying? So you can check
man.
it out.
Oh yeah, you know the deal. We post it up. I get it tagged. I tag everybody. Get everybody shared on there.
Yeah,
so
man.
Hopefully, hey, it's gonna be. I want to drop it when the project drops.
Yeah, which is the 28th.
Yeah, 28th. So I have it on I got sticky notes all over the place, but I'm a lunatic like that. But I like to be organized. But it's good to have that because like I want people to be able to listen to it right when the review drops.
Yeah.
Because like some people, they want us to do stuff early. And I'm like, I don't feel cool doing that.
Yeah. Then our review becomes like their main thing they're going to base it off instead of the music itself. So.
Yeah. But it's also just weak. Like, it's like you just robbed your fans and other people of it. Because it's like people's attention spans ain't that good. I'm not going to be like, oh, this shit look dope. Let me look for it. And then a week later go, what's that album? I was like, no, it's gone. If I didn't find it then, it's gone.
Especially if it's a red stamp, I'm not even gonna check it out. It's a week later. I already forgot.
I love looking up red stamps. That's part of what makes the page go. Yeah, that's part of what makes the page thrive. Motherfuckers will give red stamp streams over green checks any day.
Yeah. The shares go up when we do. I don't know what they meant.
I know. Damn, that's a throwback. When we started,
what are some of those sound clips you guys do at the end? Like if it's garbage, you go like, be like, this is garbage. Get that shit out.
I'll find shit from all over the internet. And I'm like, let me throw this in there. Dude, back in the day, we used to do, used to call it SoundCloud Saturdays. And we used to only review SoundCloud stuff on Saturdays. I know. And what we used to do was I used to like the project. I'd screenshot the streams. And then after we post a review, I would watch the streams. Dudes' numbers would go crazy when they get red stamps. Like they would triple, quadruple in streams because of a red stamp. And I'm like, why are you mad? Like, and I would send the screenshot and they're like, bro, you're an asshole. And I'm like, come on.
You're welcome for that check.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just helped you out, bro. Get your streams on. But
it's okay.
But hey, man, yo, appreciate you.
Yo, likewise, man. I had a great time. I'll talk to you guys soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know how we are. We always answer. I try to answer as much as I can. I do a million things, but it's the internet, man. But again, appreciate you, everybody. Check him out when that project comes out. Euphonic blessed us with a dope review. We'll let him know what it is when it comes out because we don't leak it.
He crushed me last time.
Euphonic don't play. Euphonic is like a rapper's rapper too.
Yeah, he's about to crash, so you better be up on his
He's
level.
very big on the craft. Yeah, he don't let little things slide. So I appreciate
it. It's a dope review. I think that's okay. I'll take that. That'd be okay. Freudian slip right there.
Yo, facts.
Yeah.
Facts. But again, man, appreciate you chopping over with us. Reach out to us whenever, man. Yeah, we're signing off, people.
Take care.
Hope y'all enjoy, man. Peace out, peoples.